Do you love me because you need me, or you need me because you love me? Why do so many Western men think that they met the perfect Filipina, and then 48 hours later, they're on Google searching what does it mean when she suddenly disappears?
I remember the first time I thought I met a perfect Filipina. I don't know why, but I opened up my wallet and sent her $100. And it wasn't just 48 hours later, I was searching on Google to see if I was a real schmo. And I found a picture of my dog on her baby daddy's Facebook page that I'd sent her a couple of days earlier. So it happened to me.
Gentlemen, today's video is important, not dramatic important, life-changing important. Because the story we're going to share, Rob, should we call it a story or a case study?
It's a case study. We don't ever reveal anything confidential that is shared with us. This is really, really important. But after almost 600 consultations, we do collect the metadata and we start to see patterns emerge. And today we're going to give what I would call a thank God it's not me moment to share with the audience, because we have a composite, not an individual client, not two that we've merged, but maybe 5 or 6 of the 15 or 20 men who've had a very, very similar experience. We're going to kind of weave threads of their stories together to make sure that we don't reveal anything confidential, but we're able to get the essence of the issue across. So many men have described this situation. So many men, Chrissy, have shared that they've given tens of thousands of dollars to women, often never a video chat, just a 5-minute video chat once a month, maybe just 2 or 3 video chats, and $50,000 has been shared. The women, absolutely stunning, quite beautiful, charm school graduates.
So it serves as a cautionary tale to all of our viewers. So if you ever work with us, don't worry, your business stays your business.
If you're watching this and you think, oh no, this sounds exactly like me, number 1, calm down. And number 2, let's fix this together before it becomes a documentary, Chrissy.
This is a fictionalized scenario built from recurring red flags we've seen from hundreds of cases. So let's start with the situation. Imagine a Western man, let's call him Mark, mid-60s, divorced, kind-hearted, generous, a little lonely, a little hopeful, and very ready to start a new chapter in his life. Mark comes to the Philippines with good intentions. He wants companionship, connection, love, maybe something deep.
Maybe a beautiful Filipina.
That's right. And then he meets her. The woman who looks like she stepped straight out of his dreams. Sweet, attentive, simple, affectionate, spiritual, and traditional. And somehow extremely available.
Which is already suspicious because you've heard how these dating apps are impossible, or, you know, even boots on the ground can be hit or miss. If a woman is that perfect and available, either you just won the lottery or someone else is holding the winning ticket and doesn't know it yet. You know, sometimes in the Philippines, a lottery ticket is taped to a landmine. Most guys in their 60s don't feel like lottery winners at this point in their life. They kind of feel like one of those scratch and sniff tickets that got rubbed off and left in the back seat of the car.
So Rob, let's know who the woman is. This woman, let's call her Anna, is everything Mark hoped for. She texts him good morning, she prays for him, she tells him she's not like other girls. She calls him my future after just 4 days. And what does Mark do? He gets excited. He wants to take her out, show her the Philippines, make memories, and start something real. This is the desire part of the story. Mark wants a future, and Anna looks like an answer.
Gentlemen, this is the moment right before the typhoon touches down, because everything looks calm before the roof blows off. If a woman starts acting like your soulmate before she's seen a peek at your temper, your belly, that's not love, that's casting. Chrissy, our first date was full of a lot of tension. We had an LDR for 36 days. But in this scenario, we're talking about a man who kind of met boots on the ground. And she just starts love bombing him. It happens so often here in the Philippines. And guys just don't realize when they hear, you're so perfect, I've been waiting for you. That's not a prophecy, Chrissy. That's a script.
This is the moment where many Western men feel like life is finally turning around. And this is where the red flags usually start, very quietly. So Mark picks a place to meet Anna, a coffee shop. Bright, safe, easy. She arrives, and she is beautiful. Not Instagram filter beautiful, but warm, glowing, Filipina, real beauty. And she sits down and she never stops looking at him. Full eye contact and leaned forward, smiling at every sentence, like she's known him his whole life. For many men, that's flattering. For me, it's our first red flag.
You know, Chrissy, when I first had to learn how to date after being divorced, I read some good material and it said, don't be a lonely loser. You know, don't lean in, don't make this full eye contact, don't worship. And you could look around these restaurants and see half the men leaning in, because in the West, their opportunities are so limited. If they meet a beautiful woman, they tend to give this full worship mode. The script is flipped. You're the desired person now. And when you go out to dinner and the other person is doing the exact same thing men were told not to do in your home country, this is a little not quite right.
Exactly. Most Filipinas, even when attracted, start with modesty, shyness, and slow engagement. But Anna, she came in hot. Too hot. Immediately romantic. Immediately future-focused. Immediately intense. That's a sign that something is being performed.
This is what we teach men back in America, back in the West. Don't do that, because women who are highly selective and have so many opportunities to choose, it kind of turns them off. But here in this scenario, the clientele that we talk to, the men that we've met, it blows right past them. They don't sense anything's off. Like a woman in the West has learned, hey, this man's worshiping me. I don't want to be worshiped. She's beautiful, and she's, like you said, she came in hot. She says she's a simple girl, but she's got eyelash extensions. She's just been to the nail salon. Full glam and a ring light in the bedroom. Being a simple girl, that's just a marketing slogan. And just because she's from the province doesn't mean that she's still a province girl. Listen with your ears, not so much with your eyes. And this is really hard for men, because we've got this algorithm in our brain
You
that
keep saying that men are visual.
Okay, gentlemen, if she's acting like your soulmate before she knows your middle name, you're not dating, you're being auditioned.
All right, continue to the story.
Anna and Mark.
Yes, so as they talk, small details don't add up. Anna says she's simple, but she's all glammed up. She says she's shy, but she's taking selfies at the table. She says she's traditional, but she's asking Mark if he believes in soulmates after one coffee.
One coffee.
These contradictions seem small, but they have a pattern. She's saying one thing, but living another. Then comes the next part. Anna starts talking about her dream. Finding a serious, loyal man, someone who will take care of her, someone who understands her sacrifices. It's subtle, but it's pressure, emotional pressure, designed to move Mark faster than he should.
This is where a lot of men mistake flattery for commitment, because she's not saying, I like you. She's saying, I need you. That's not romance, that's leverage.
Exactly. And this is where most men are too lonely to notice what's really happening.
You know, that's a really powerful thing for a man to hear. I need you. He's lonely. He's lost his caretaker role. His family's grown up. The last relationship's moved on, maybe being taken care of by another man. And here's a woman who needs him. We have so many men we've talked to who say she never asked for money, but he started paying rent in 2 weeks because she framed it as our future. I need help. A woman who wants you, gentlemen, will ask for time, attention, and honesty. A woman who needs you will ask for a new iPhone, rent, and school tuition fees. A lot of the guys are confused. I'm suffering, they say. And then they say they're in love.
Maybe they're suffering because they're in love with the wrong Filipina.
Maybe.
There is a famous question in the Philippines that goes like this. Do you love me because you need me, or you need me because you love me?
I need you because I love you.
That's the right answer.
Thank you. I had to think about it.
You see, it's brainstorming. Now, before we go deeper, and trust me, it gets deeper. If you're planning to date in the Philippines or you're already talking to someone and you want to sanity check, you can book a consultation with us anytime. Just a quick reminder, we never ever share client stories. This episode is a composite made from patterns we see over hundreds of consultations. Our booking link is always in the description box, or just email us at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com.
Okay, let's get back to Mark and Anna.
After 2 weeks of video calls, voice notes, and daily messages, Anna tells him she's falling for him. She wants to see him again. She wants to build something real. But
2
just 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 days. I've heard 2 hours.
But this is where the story shifts, because as perfect as Anna looks, as sweet as her messages are, as sincere as it sounds, Mark is missing something big, something that will hit him like a brick later, and something Rob and I see over and over in our work.
Gentlemen, this is the part of the story where the music should change. If your stomach gets tight when she starts talking about seriousness, money, and family, that's your soundtrack warning you.
Because this is where Anna makes her first real mistake, and the truth starts to show through the cracks.
Oh, the truth always shows up.
The moment that changes everything is quiet, small, easy to miss, but it reveals everything. Anna says, I want to introduce you to someone, but only if you're serious. That word serious is doing a lot of heavy lifting. At that moment, introduce you to someone, that's the pivot point. That's where red flags become red banners, because who she's about to introduce is not who you think. We're going to tell you exactly what happened next. The moment Anna slipped, the moment the truth leaked out, and the moment Mark realized that he was inches from a life-changing mistake.
And yes, this is the part where Chrissy drops the hammer. She lives for this part.
All right, so Anna says she wants to introduce him to someone. Now, who does a woman usually introduce first?
Parents.
Parents, best friend, her pastor.
Her dog.
But no, Anna wants Mark to meet her cousin. And at first, that sounds innocent.
Yes, the cousin, the most powerful word in the Philippines. Cousin could be your next door neighbor, your best friend, or just somebody who comes over often to borrow your cell phone charger. Gentlemen, when a Filipina introduces you to a cousin early on, that cousin is either A, her best friend, B, her investigator, or C, her accomplice. Sometimes all three.
That's very possible.
Stop giving away the punchline.
So Mark agrees to meet the cousin. Let's call her Nina.
You mean it's not a man?
Not a man. She's pretty, polished, and friendly. And this is important, very interested in Mark's future plans.
I'll bet you they all thought it was going to be a man.
Nina asks questions like, do you see yourself living in the Philippines? Do you want a girl who will really take care of you? Do you believe in supporting your partner emotionally and maybe financially? And Mark, bless his hopeful heart, thinks they're bonding. But Nina isn't bonding. Nina is measuring. It's the Filipina vetting process, but instead of checking red flags, they're checking your credit worthiness. Now here's where the truth starts showing, because Nina suddenly says, you know, Anna is such a good girl. She has a hard life. She never asks for anything. She just hopes one day to meet a man who can help her. It's like hinting, you know, even just a little with her struggles.
There's a big difference between women who minimize their problems and women who maximize their problems. They're called manipulators. A lot of men in their 60s divorced, they already carry a lot of guilt. Divorce guilt, dad guilt, financial career guilt. A Filipina manipulator can sense that guilt in 5 minutes.
This is the point where intentions become visible. This is the conflict of the story. Anna is perfect, but perfect is expensive. Perfect wants help. Perfect has dreams and problems. And a cousin who is very good at hinting. Do you believe that Anna is perfect or perfectly manipulating?
She could be extremely pretty and petite and beautiful and charming and have the same Filipina characteristics that you have. Most Filipinas are all syrupy, sweet, charming, deferential, conflict avoidance. They've all gone to charm school. I don't know, where is this charm school located? Everyone's a graduate.
So Nina keeps sharing Anna's landlord raised the rent, Anna's brother is sick,
Always.
Anna's mother needs medicine, and Anna's phone is broken. And then Nina delivers the line that flips the entire story upside down. She said, she is too shy to tell you these things. She doesn't want you to think that she only needs help. She just hopes if you two are serious, you might care about her situation. So now it makes sense. Nina is the spokesperson.
Nina's the fundraiser.
She's the front guard.
She's not just asking for money, she's telling you a sad story. She's really pulling on those emotional heartstrings and waiting for your wallet to develop sympathy. What she means is, I don't want to be the bad person who asks you for money. I want you to feel like the hero for offering.
So this is the request without the request, the emotional setup, the soft pressure, the I am not saying, but I am saying. And most Western men fall for this because they want to be helpful, they want to be appreciated, and Anna is so sweet and so beautiful and so affectionate that Mark thinks helping her is part of the relationship. But here's the punchline. The cousin shouldn't be involved in your financial planning.
Anna is sharing more than her sad situation. She's sharing some of the rewards that he was interested in. And boy, oh boy, now he's not just thinking with his eyeballs because she's so pretty, but it feels good. It feels good. He thinks there's crazy chemistry. It might be the best feeling he's ever had in his whole life.
So after Nina talked to Mark, he leaves the meeting feeling two things at once. Worried for Anna and flattered that Nina thinks he's such a good man. Gentlemen, anytime a stranger calls you a good man, after 40 minutes, you are being groomed. That night, Anna messages Mark. Please don't listen to Nina. I don't want you to know my problems. I am very shy, but she just cares about me. It's very,
One-two punch a little bit, like a tag team, right?
Yeah, it's like a follow-up.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is a joke here in the Philippines, when the couple is dating and the guy will offer, hey, do you want me to pay for your rent for 2 months? And then she will say that, oh my God, don't worry about it. I can take care of it. But then when she comes home, hey, by the way, about you said, oh, the renter raised my rent. I think I'm gonna need that help.
Yeah.
Something like that. When she comes home, she follows up. Because you give a good hint to that. Yeah. So it's very, very common. This is where men get confused. Anna looks honest. Anna sounds sincere. Anna seems uncomfortable. But here is the truth. If she was really shy, she would not be bringing her cousin into your relationship. If she was really embarrassed about the money, she would not allow someone else to bring it up for her. And if she was really falling for Mark, she would not be testing him.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what this is. A test, not of love, of utility.
Chrissy, I'm always telling men, they don't get out over your skis. You have to wait to see if she pivots and turns transactional. Now, in an LDR, we say a short con takes 10 days, and then she flirts. She gets a little flirty, shows some skin. And then in the 10th to 15th day, if she's been taught well, she'll ask for $150 to $250. And only after you make it 15 days and you have solid communication, video chatting twice a day, will you then invest in Chrissy's social media service investigation and figure out what's really going on in her life. And then put your Superman cape on and come see her. When you're in a personal, boots on the ground relationship, things escalate so fast. Quite often, the second night you're together, you'll be intimate. And that brings a whole nother level of commitment, and it unlocks your wallet. As soon as you have been intimate with a woman, you feel like, oh, the golden rule no longer applies. Don't share the gold. Well, come on, she's your girlfriend. You've spent the night together. Now you're going to go travel together. You're going to buy her a new bag. You're going to buy her a new outfit. And before you know it, she tells you her living situation has problems. Or in this case, Anna shows up and lays all the groundwork for you to become her savior and hero. It's very hard to have your head screwed on tight. And so many of the men we've talked to have run into a very, very similar situation as this. Falling in love quickly is not a red flag. Falling in love strategically, that's the red flag. When her love story has a business model attached, you're not dating, you are negotiating terms. You should recognize transactional elements when they occur. And this is so important. When a woman in the Philippines has an aunt or a classmate who's married a 65-year-old from Texas with a dad bod, she's been asked, how'd you do it? And it's real clear. She's going to say, whatever you do, don't hint, ask, or accept money, full stop. It's like feeding a deer in the backyard with a piece of lettuce. Why would you jump up and down and scare the deer away 10 days, 20 days into a proposal coming? He's about to give you a diamond ring, buy you a house in Texas, K1 you back to America, move to the Philippines with his comfortable pension. Why would you ask for your rent to be paid this month? Why would you bring your cousin in to set the groundwork for financial support so early? It's because you're not in a true relationship. You don't really want a long-term relationship. You're looking for a long-term financial support, and you want it to start right away.
Mark is now in the danger zone. He's emotionally hooked.
Physically hooked too.
He feels responsible, he feels chosen, he feels needed. And that combination, need plus affection, is where men make the biggest mistakes of their lives. Now here comes the turning point, the moment the truth hit. Mark asked Anna a simple question. How long has your cousin known about your situation? And Anna freezes just for a second, half a second, barely noticeable. But enough, because she answers she only learned today. Except Nina already told Mark she's been worried about Anna for weeks. All right, so there's a trouble in there. There is a mismatch of information.
The story doesn't hold up. The oldest red flag in the Philippines. Two stories that can't both be true.
The cousin slipped, Anna slipped, and the truth is starting to show. Well, good for him, because there is a scenario that happened that both of them seems to be lying. Contradictions, inconsistencies, sudden emotional pressure, too much romance too soon, and now a lie. And lies, especially early lies, are the biggest sign of trouble. Gentlemen, if you take nothing else from this video, take this. A relationship can survive a mistake. A relationship cannot survive a deception. Mark is seconds away from realizing who Anna really is. He doesn't have the full picture yet, but he feels it. Something is wrong. Something is off. And this exact emotional moment is the moment thousands of men ignore. They feel the uneasiness, but they choose the fantasy. Mark is finally seeing the truth, but he's not ready to admit it. Not yet.
Gentlemen, if you're feeling unsure or you want clarity during a situation that feels too good to be true, you should book a consultation with us anytime.
We want you to be safe. We want you to make good decisions. And sometimes you just need a second pair of eyes. In the final part of the story, we're going to show you exactly what Anna was really doing, why the cousin was involved, what the mixed messages meant, and most importantly, the moment Mark finally understood the truth and walked away before everything exploded. I would say he's a very lucky guy.
Oh yeah, he walked away. Every good love story needs a small mushroom cloud.
So after Anna gives her contradictory story about her cousin, only learning today, Mark feels something he hasn't felt the entire time. Doubt. Not because he wants to, but because the logic doesn't hold anymore. And that's when he decides to slow down. He stops sending long messages, he doesn't call her immediately, he takes a day to think, he breathes. And Anna notices instantly, because within hours, her tone changes.
You mean she went from my future husband to I'm disappointed in you in just 12 hours?
Yes, Rob, but she didn't just get disappointed, she got urgent. That's the moment Mark finally sees the truth. Anna sends the classic three-part emotional sequence we see all the time in consultations. Phase 1, I am hurt. She says, you feel far, you don't message the same, I thought you were serious. And then phase 2, I am anxious. Then, are you talking to other girls? Did I do something wrong? Why are you so cold to me? And then phase 3, I am suffering. And finally, my landlord is angry. I don't know what to do. Please talk to me.
The landlord. Gentlemen, this is not romance. This is a 3-stage emotional marketing campaign. And trust me, it's very effective. If they taught this in business school, I'd have graduated with honors.
This is where men lose themselves, because by the time they reach phase 3, I am suffering, they're no longer thinking with wisdom. They're thinking with guilt. And guilt is not love. Guilt is not a relationship. Guilt is a trap. Then comes the message that changes everything. The moment the truth hits. Anna writes, my cousin said you can help me just a little so I can keep believing in us. But if you don't want to, I understand. Maybe I am not worth it. Now there it is, the hook, the guilt trip, the emotional manipulation, and the financial implication, all wrapped in a sad message.
Boy, this girl's good. No wonder so many clients get wrapped around the axle. Pro tip for the men watching. Any sentence that ends with, maybe I'm not worth it, is not romance. It's fishing for your sympathy and your ATM pin.
Mark reads the message, and for the first time in weeks, he sees clearly. Not because he suddenly got smarter, but because the emotional fog finally cleared.
Finally.
He sees that Anna isn't in love. She is strategizing, evaluating, and calculating. She's trying to see whether Mark is a yes, a maybe, or a not worth the time. And that clarity, that moment of truth, saves him. Mark does something that many men struggle to do. He stops, he steps back, and he writes a message that changes the direction of his life. I think we're moving too fast. Let's take a little space. I need time to think. Anna panics immediately because a man who slows down is a man who stops being useful. She sends long messages, voice notes, screenshots, paragraphs, emotional stories, half apologies, half blame, half tears. And Mark finally sees it for what it is, a performance.
Emotion used as leverage is not affection. It's manipulation. And manipulation is not love. It's customer service from the wrong company. Gentlemen, Mark is an example of somebody who figured it out. He got lucky. There was a small white lie about the timing, and the woman went too hard. She didn't back off. She came at him too hard. She made the ask. And even though he had blinders on, he was able to see it for what it was, a transactional relationship. And he told himself, most of our clients, they promise themselves they're going to do this one more time. They are looking for love, and they have to balance the beauty and the chemistry they have with this beautiful Asian woman with the promise to themselves to not get taken to the cleaners, not get scammed, not be in a transactional relationship, to find true love in this last chapter of their romantic life. And I always tell Chrissy, you have to love yourself and you have to make yourself the priority. In this example, Mark fought his way out of that trap.
Yeah, I think the smartest move that he made is when he stepped back.
I totally agree, Chrissy. And that gave him an opportunity to see her react. That little bit of pause, that little bit of step back. You know, if a girl pulls Tompo, like in another interview we did, he got to see how she reacted over the weekend. If you pull back when you're not quite sure what's happening, now you have created a little experiment. And here, she just went too hard at him when he pulled back. And that's when I think he saw the light.
Yeah, we talked to some people who even after the investigation and we reported a really bad result of the investigation, they still don't want to step back.
Right.
They still want to move forward.
It.
Yeah,
Give her a second chance, redemption. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very hard for a man. Well, they fell in love that quick. Mark steps back. He does not send money, he does not apologize, and he does not chase. He chooses himself for the first time in a long, long time, and that one choice saved him from making a life-altering mistake. Mark walks away with clarity, calm, confidence, peace, and a lesson he will never forget. And gentlemen, we want you to have that clarity too. Not fear, not paranoia, not suspicion, just good judgment. Because the Philippines is full of incredible women, strong, loving, loyal, sincere, women who are not playing games, women who want a real relationship, women who want you, not your wallet. But you need to know the difference between sincerity and strategy, between romance and recruitment, between connection and convenience. That difference is what saves men like Mark.
Chrissy, it takes persistence, and you must have clear vision at what is happening, because just showing up consistently is not going to result in a relationship like ours. It takes persistence, it takes some due diligence, and when you have a sunk cost and you run into a problem, you need to back out the way you came in, make yourself number one, but don't give up. There's only two ways you can fail. Lack of persistence, quitting is the single biggest thing that will destroy your ability to achieve what you want. And the second one is if you don't believe your own eyes and ears, and you use your eyes more than your ears. Men don't fail because they're foolish. Men fail because they're lonely. A man who's been alone for years will believe the first woman who whispers future, even if it's not real, even if it's not love, even if it's not safe. But when you slow down, when you watch the red flags, when you take your time, you protect your heart and your future. The Philippines will reward men who lead with wisdom instead of loneliness and their wallet.
And if you want to go deeper into this, into dating, red flags, age gap dynamics, meeting women safely, and building a real life in the Philippines, our best-selling book, Fly Me to the Philippines, is available on Amazon. It's full of lessons just like this, personal stories, discoveries, insight into Filipino culture, travel tips, dating strategies, and everything you need to know to build a real relationship here in the Philippines. And the link is always in the description box.
If anybody's unsure, we offer a free 10-minute meet and greet. Just find the link in the description or the first pinned comment and sign up for a free 10-minute. Say hello to Chrissy and I. We'd love to talk with you.
We're here to help. We want you to be safe, happy, and confident in your decisions. You don't have to navigate this alone. Always remember, fly smart, fly with confidence, only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.